All right, Mrs. Williams, do you think the IB program encourages students to expand their ambitions in extracurriculars or motivates students to focus only on academics? In other words, how flexible is the program in regards to how rigorous or demanding this program is? Do you think academics has to be the priority to do IB?
Actually, I think academics has to be a priority, but I think the successful students aren't always necessarily the top that you see with academics in a grade point average.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of students who have been able to incorporate being on sports teams here at the high school. I've seen a lot of students who incorporate being in the Performing Arts Academy and be IB diploma candidates, in addition to many more kids who are taking one or more of the IB classes. I think one of the things that people don't realize about the IB program at Tracy High is that it is an open program, that we have students that may their whole time here only take one class in the IB program, and we have other kids who do the full diploma program. I think it really depends on the motivation and organization of the student. You can do sports and be a diploma candidate. You just have to be very self-motivated and very organized.
That's true. Okay, thank you. And what would you consider advantages of the IB program for the kids, school, teachers, anyone involved?
I think the advantages are that it is known that you are, I don't want to say judged, but your work is up to the par of students all over the entire world. When you take 2 years of IB English and you sit for the exam, you're not just sitting for that written exam in May. You have written 2 world literature papers, and you have done an oral presentation, and you're doing the exam. Each one of those components goes to a different examiner all over the world. We end up sending our exams everywhere in the world. Every continent except Antarctica, I think I've sent portions of the different exams to. And not only that, I think what a lot of students don't realize is that the IB teachers themselves are moderated. When they grade those written exams, when they grade those orals, they're giving our teachers feedback to know, hey, you're really being too hard on this, and we're going to moderate everybody up, or, you're being way too easy, everybody's going to get moderated down. So I don't think the kids understand how much paperwork and preparation, not only for them in their class, but to be a teacher in the IB program, how much they have to keep up with. And I think that that's a very interesting aspect. And again, they're judged against teachers from all over the world.
Right. Right. So it's not just for the students; it's also for the teachers.
Right. I think it's part of a whole package. Even if you take just one class, it's the whole package.
Okay. Thank you. And then what would you consider disadvantages of IB? Maybe if you could change something about the program, what would it be?
I think it's kind of cumbersome. I know that each teacher has their own set of homework, and that they've been really good about saying, well, sciences, we're going to have exams on this day, and languages, we're going to do most of our exams on this day. And I think I wish the teachers could get together more often and really understand how much they have for each class. But then when you have that student who's doing 6 of those classes, that it's a lot. And
Thank you.
I wish that teachers could understand that. And we do get the teachers together maybe once a year to talk about these things. But the good news is that, good or bad, our teachers, most of them have done this a long time, and they really do understand that whole picture.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about it a lot. It doesn't stop them from having many assignments, and it can seem like everything's due at one time. And I would say the other disadvantage is that what I see in the kids is I think that sometimes some of the kids think that it's only all about academics. It's not. Believe me, in 10 years, nobody's going to really care where you went to college. It's what you did with it.
Thank you. Very well said. And personally, how have you seen IB affect students?
Well, from a personal standpoint, my older daughter, Amanda, went through the diploma program. She played sports all 4 years. She got the IB diploma, and she's very successful. She did not become a doctor, lawyer, or engineer, which seems to be something I hear a lot of, and everybody thinks is the only way to go. I think that you don't know as a student the rigor. Well, you do know the rigor of what you're going through at the moment, but you don't really know how that's going to stack up to what you're going to be faced with in college. And I think from an educational standpoint, you're very well placed when you go to college. You really have a very good understanding of the rigor of the program. Once you're in college and you're calling your mom and saying, hey, Mom, I need my biology binder because it's the same course and you're getting to pay for it this time. I had that conversation twice with my daughter. And I think that if kids could just understand that in high school you really should try to explore as many things as you can, and in college as well. Because most kids don't go to college knowing exactly what they're going to do. And even when you get out of college, you don't know what the job market's going to be like if you're going to try to get employment after that. I wish that some of the competitiveness wasn't there, because I think it gets into the dark side of competitiveness, which is not good.
Right.
I know in my daughter's class, I think many of the kids that she went through the IB program with, she's still friends with, and she graduated in '04. You know, they, if you can develop those kinds of relations and those kinds of friendships, you don't know how that might be a really good thing in the future. When somebody calls you, hey, you know, does your company have any openings or anything like that? And to not look at just that grade or just that grade point average as being the goal.
Okay, and then last question. So you said your daughter went through the IB diploma here. Do you have any regrets about your daughter doing the IB diploma program?
Not for her, no. No, I think she really, because she went into bioengineering. And that, I think in her 4 years at UC San Diego, I believe she had 2 elective classes, and that was it. You know, so she was kind of set up for that in high school to be able to handle that in college. And it's not for everybody. I really have to say that. It is not for everybody. She just kind of has that incredibly organized kind of mind. My other daughter, on the other hand, is now an 8th grade English teacher. Completely different personality. And didn't want to do IB. You know, she did great in ag science, and she's doing what she is totally happy doing. And I think that's something else that kids don't understand, is you can look at all of these things as a great big goal, but are you really enjoying it along the way? Both of my kids did in their own way. And like I said, they have very different personalities. But I wouldn't say regrets, no. Because even if it was frustrating, I mean, to the point where it was maddening sometimes. Still, the end product was that she knew how to be organized, and she knew what needed to be done. And I think that carries on through the rest of your life, really.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That's so